All right. Okay. All right, here we go. Guys, we're back. Baby number 2. It's all coming back to me when I did the first round of these when I was pregnant with my first daughter, Sage. And now we're back at it for baby number 2. This is so crazy, and it's so weird holding on to this secret and not saying anything. I feel like I have so long before I can say anything to anyone. Not anyone, because I've told people, like friends and family, obviously, but it's just weird that this is gonna be like put out like in the future, like like we have a while. Like I'm only 5 weeks. I have some time before I like announce it, which is just feels so weird. So if you followed along with my first round of these videos 2 years ago, or 2+ years ago, because I had Sage 2 years ago, so pregnancy literally almost 3 years ago. No, yeah, that's weird. I started these videos like 3 years ago. Wait, no, yeah, because it was 2021. It was February 2021 that I started these videos, and now it's January 2024. That's weird. Okay, but anyway, what these videos are, it's gonna be a sit-down chat, very informal, just literally sitting down, chatting with you guys every single week about my pregnancy and what's going on, how I'm feeling, and now I get to compare this pregnancy to last pregnancy. I did not go back and look at the video I posted from 5 weeks pregnant with Sage before doing this video, but I might start doing that moving forward just so I can kind of see and compare, because it's hard to remember everything. It's like you think you're gonna remember everything and then time just goes by and then it's like you just forget things. So I got a new pregnancy journal and I've been keeping track of just how I've been feeling, what's new every week for 2 weeks, because literally I started doing this on week 4 and I'm in week 5. I turned 6 weeks tomorrow, so I've had a full week of the 5 weeks. So I'll do each of these videos at the end of every single week, so I have the full week to like say what's going on and whatever, if that makes sense. Some people at this point don't even know that they're pregnant, so this is like super early on, and a lot of the symptoms, at least in my experience with Sage, didn't really start till a little bit later, but I'll still just kind of go through and chat about how I've been feeling, what's going on. As far as symptoms go, I have had the craziest mood swings of my life. I feel like I did not have that with Sage. I don't remember that. I literally feel like I have rage. Like I'm just like so, I have like these spurts of like anger and just like I'm gonna blow up, or like it's literally, it's not cute. I definitely had that postpartum with my postpartum anxiety. Definitely had that, but I didn't have that pregnant with Sage. But this time I do. Of course, I'm gonna start reading into all the things of like, is it a boy, is it a girl, you know, all the things, because it's just fun to do when really it's 50-50. Who knows? You know, if someone had the experience of the same exact thing on the opposite ends, like one that had a boy, one had a girl, whatever. So anyway, it's still just kind of fun to play around with that. So a friend of mine who just had a boy, she said she had the same thing, and she's heard, you know, with more testosterone and stuff like that, it can make you like, it can indicate that you're having a boy. But then I read last night, I was like, oh, if you're having a lot of mood swings, it's because it's a girl. So honestly, I don't know, but this is definitely different than before, so that's what makes me feel like it might be a boy. And also, let's just say I'm convinced just in general that it is a boy. I'm 100%, I've completely convinced myself. I'm sure. I have already started planning things in my head. Like, I don't know, but like in my gut, I really feel like it's a boy. But I kind of did that with Sage. I feel like I subconsciously prepared myself for that because and this is just me being honest, I'm just gonna be honest, because I really did want a girl. So I think that I just like put my brain in like, no, I am having a boy with the first one. And then when I was having a girl, I was completely shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, but I was so excited. And this time it's different because I already have my girl. And I'm gonna be real and honest about everything, so you can judge me for wanting a boy or wanting a girl or whatever. I'm just gonna be real because I feel like people need to like actually talk about how they feel to make other moms not feel alone. So anyway, obviously I'm going to be happy either way, but I feel like there's less pressure now to like get a girl because I already have a girl. But I've always said that I wanted to at least have a boy and a girl. What am I even saying? I don't know. I think it's a boy. I'm convinced it's a boy. I really feel like this time, I feel like it's a boy. And every time we ask Sage, you know, what do you think the baby is? She's like, it's a boy. It's a boy. Like, she's positive. So we'll see. My gut and my intuition was off with Sage. So definitely could be off again. But I'm like 99.7% sure it's a boy. I have broken out just a little bit. Nothing crazy, but on the jawline and around my mouth, like that's usually like hormones and stuff. And I've had this pit in my stomach, like not the nauseous feeling, but like up really, really high, like up here in the pit of my stomach, like digestion. Like it's like stuff isn't digesting. It feels like it just feels like heavy and kind of like makes me sick to my stomach, not in a nauseous way, but like, I don't know, just like that pit in your stomach, you know? So I've had that a lot this past week. And today and yesterday, mostly today, is the first day that I have felt queasy, like a little bit of nausea coming on it, but if I eat, I'm fine. And I think that was the mistake I made with Sage when I was pregnant with Sage, is I was very sick with her. I was sick from probably like 8 or 9 weeks to about 18, 19 weeks. Like I was sick for the first half of my pregnancy, literally. So when they say just the first trimester, it was not true. It was not true for me. I was sick into the second trimester, like pretty well into it. But I have felt a little bit of weird queasiness going on. So that's definitely starting a little bit earlier. But what I was saying is I made the mistake of not being able to eat with her. Like I was so sick to my stomach, I'm like food, like I'm gonna throw up if I even think about food. But I think the trick is you have to like force yourself to eat, because eating will make you feel better. So the last couple days, I've just made sure I like ate something and it did go away. So I think the more that you just avoid food, because it sounds gross, it actually makes you more nauseous. So I'm gonna try to be better about that this time and just like keep food in my stomach, even if it sounds disgusting. I haven't had any real cravings yet. I did have, the main craving I had with Sage was orange juice. And it's hilarious, I just made the connection the other day because my mom mentioned it. She was like, you know how you chugged orange juice in your pregnancy? Sage is obsessed with orange juice, like next level obsessed. It's all she wants to drink. I am tired, but I have a 2-year-old, of course I'm tired. I do feel like I'm not showing, but I feel like my body is changing much faster. Like, guys, I'm literally only 5 weeks pregnant and I feel like my stomach, here, I'll show you, because why not? And I know it feels thicker than what it actually is, but I just feel like I'm like just really thick around my stomach and just bloated, and I don't know, I feel just thick. I feel like I already have a little bump and I'm barely pregnant. Showing much quicker, which makes me feel like it's gonna be harder to hide it if I'm gonna show quicker, because normally you do. The more babies you have, I think that's a very normal thing, because your body's like, we've already done this dance. We know what's going on. We're already stretched out. It is winter, so I can wear big, oversized things, which I'm really excited about. I love being pregnant and having a baby in the season that I am right now. It's very, very, very similar to my pregnancy with Sage, which I loved, because it was like, I didn't mind getting like starting to pop a little bit in the spring, really pop out in the summer, and then I'll have the baby by the end of the summer. But even though it's super, I'm out of breath talking. Even though it's really hot in Georgia in the summer, maybe I'll feel differently because I have a toddler I'm gonna like have to go outside with and stuff. But last time I just stayed inside a lot. And I liked, because I could wear less clothes and just kind of like let the belly kind of hang out instead of it being winter and having to like have this big belly plus a million clothes on. That makes me feel very, very claustrophobic. So I like the time of the year that I'm having the baby. It's gonna be towards the end of August, early September. I'm pretty sure I know like my exact due date, which I don't know if I'm gonna share that or not. I really wanna do a few things differently this pregnancy, which I'll talk about later, but I don't want there to be, I don't know, this like unsaid pressure around that time. Maybe it doesn't matter and I'll share it. I don't know, I haven't processed that yet, but I will be having this baby at the end of August or early September, which I'm like, that's exactly when I wanted to have a baby. And naturally, we've already been going through names, trying to figure out what we're gonna name this child, having boy names, having girl names, and we are stumped. Can't figure it out. There's one name that I like for a boy, and that's like the one I would use tomorrow. And for a girl, don't have one. And other boy names, I don't have any besides that one. So the name I have for a boy could be for a girl, which it normally I think is for a girl, but I like it for a boy. I don't know. I just like, I'm so picky and I'm so particular, and if it just doesn't feel right or hit right, I'm like, that's not the one. Like with Sage, I feel like that was like the one name I had, and it just like, it was the one. I like knew early on. I still feel that way. I'm out of breath. So the last week, which has been the week after Christmas, I had a cold, which I got because I was pregnant, which I knew that. And then Christmas Day, Sage got so sick, the sickest she's ever been in her entire life. So that was really challenging. She just now is getting over it, and it's been an entire week. She still has a little bit of runny nose, but we can manage that, which is so weird for her because she literally is like had a runny nose 2 times in her life and she was over 2. So anyway, that's been kind of rough, but other than that, I'm getting really good sleep. Thankfully, Sage is a really great sleeper, so I'm hoping that I'm not, of course I'm gonna be tired, I'm building a human, but she sleeps so well, so I don't have that aspect of like building tiredness on top of tiredness. Does that make any sense? But I probably will feel more tired because I'm chasing a toddler around while pregnant, and last time I could lay on the couch when I wanted to. Ever since talking to Sage about me being pregnant, she has been so attached to me to the point where if I'm not holding her, she's crying and she's just not happy. She wants mommy 24/7. I'm trying to have a lot of patience and grace with that, and she's been sick, so of course she just wants mommy. But I know that it's gonna make me cry. I know a big part of that is because she knows that mommy has a baby in her belly, and she's like processing that. I will cry right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then the last thing I'll talk about is my consultation with a midwife this week. So it's in 2 days. The practice that I was going to, well, you guys know I changed doctors literally 3 times when I was pregnant with Sage. This time the midwifery that I ended up using with Sage is closed because the hospital that I had Sage in closed down, and that's like where they delivered, so they just decided to close down as well. The owner was like really old and just decided that was kind of like her sign to close down the practice. And my midwife, I like had to hunt her down. I'm like, she was absolutely incredible and such a huge blessing in the challenging birth that I had, labor and delivery that I had with Sage. She was such a light in all of it and just really was my advocate, and I really like just admire and love her so much. But when I finally found her, she said that she is like an hour away from me, so that really wouldn't work out. Anyway, she was amazing, and anyway, she's an hour away, so that really wouldn't work out, unfortunately, because I loved her. So I found another recommendation of a midwife because I'm like, who do I go to? I want her recommendations. And one of my really good friends has used this other midwife, so I'm gonna have a consultation with her. However, when I first reached out to her, she was like, I'm actually taking the month of September off, but let's just have a consultation and we'll look at your dates and see if it would work out. But I did tell her my projected due date, so she knows that. So I'm hoping that knowing that and still offering a consult means that she, will potentially take me. So I really hope so, because I've heard really good things about her. But other than that, I don't know who I would go to. The thought of going to appointments again, one of the many things I would love about having this midwife is she's close by, so I wouldn't have to be going like downtown Atlanta every time I have an appointment, which I did not care for last time. One is closer to me and would be super easy and convenient to have Sage with me and go. And then also starting at 36 weeks, she comes to the house, so I don't have to go anywhere, which is gonna be so nice being super pregnant and having a toddler. I don't have to go anywhere. She comes to my house and does it, so that would be nice. Okay, I've talked a lot already, so that's everything for now. Make sure that you subscribe because I'm gonna be doing this every single week. So these will be the archives that get posted later, obviously, but by the time you see this, I'll be probably like 13 or 14 weeks pregnant or something like that, so which is so exciting. But anyway, okay, make sure you subscribe, like this video. I want to find my clan of mamas who are pregnant, who maybe are having their first baby, maybe it's your second baby like me. I'm just excited to go on this journey of becoming a mom again with you guys and just building that community. So okay, I'll see you next week.